What's good, troopers? It's your boy DB joining you from a sweltering hot United Kingdom right now. We've got a new update in Galaxy of Heroes. I wasn't even aware this had been there. It'd been like lurking on my Discord server for about an hour and a half before somebody dropped me a DM and asked me a question relating to it. I've not actually had a look at it besides the screenshot that I was sent, so I figured we'd just do it live and have a quick flick through. Basically, just click the old screen switch over. So basically the new rollout begins when? Oh, today. All right, so you can actually update now. I'll do that in a minute then. There'll be a forced update tomorrow though to make sure everyone's on the same page with it. So the squad tools, it looks like a sorry, my throat's going there. Very horrible weather right now. It looks like it's mostly a user interface thing if it's based around squad tools. You'll notice that the ship character screen has received a visual update. Yes, I mean, this looks quite tidy, I think. Personally, I don't know what you guys think, but I think that looks quite nice. We've got a little mods tab. Do we click that and see our mods? That'd be really cool, so I don't have to go into a whole extra screen. If it just show up right there without having to do a loading sequence would be pretty sweet. Ships on the same page. That's nice, and hopefully that means that we'll be able to save fleet now, because I find fleet has become a little bit annoying. There's a lot of switching around if you don't have an R8 ship, and you got to run this team for this, and this team for this, and this team for this, and it's annoying taking it all out and placing it back in. I hope we can save those now. So learn where to focus your resources next with a recommended tab, which provides squad recommendations based on your account and journey guide progress. You can find initial and advanced squad sessions for each character in the game by tapping on a new info button on that screen. Alright, sweet. So you can make extra tabs as well. So raids, territorial attack, defense 3v3, and then I'd assume you'd have 5v5. You probably divide it into offense and defense, and then your current like GL thing, if that's even needed. The GL thing might be in there now actually, already set up, which would be quite nice because I have to create them manually. I think this is the screenshot I was sent actually, because that's the thing that's kind of stealth hidden in there. I don't know if everyone's noticed that, but Relic 9, yes, already. I hope that doesn't come with the update, and is just a little like, you know, a little hint of things to come. Is that my dog in the background? Yeah, it is. There she is, little pixie. Yeah, I mean, we knew Relic 9 and Relic 10 and so on are going to continue rolling out. I just hope it isn't too soon, because that would probably be required for the next GL. Although I would not be surprised if that's the case, because a lot of people, when we were all speculating the same person, and a lot of people already have some of these characters Relic 8, so a really painful 9 would make sense as a way that they can gate things. But I hope that's not too soon. We still don't have those relic abilities that were announced during the whole reveal for relics yet, so I don't know when they're going to come. Maybe at Relic 10 or something. Perhaps you have to be Relic 10 in order to unlock them. I don't know, but I'm sure they're not off the table. That wouldn't make much sense. Oh wow, yeah, Relic 9, baby. But I mean, I like the layout. I like the tidiness to it. That said, I see a tab here if you click squads. Actually, no, it's not there. So, I mean, obviously, I'm curious if ships is going to have it, you see. But I'm guessing ships hasn't been pressed. It looks like they've clicked squads, and those have come up. And that was on characters. I hope ships has it. All right, create next new tabs to organize the squads right from the inventory screen. Easily move, rename, or copy squads to other tabs with the tap of a button. I like that. You can even add events that aren't unlocked to help you plan. Good call for the next event or the newest squad. That's pretty sweet. I like that we can title them now. I mentioned this in a previous GAC. I think it's one of the 3v3 ones when I always forget what my counters are. That being able to title it, like what I use it for, would be incredibly helpful. So, I mean, I'm sure that's not the default name for Darth Rev and Malik, as scary as that team used to be. And I'm pretty sure Jedi Dudes Dudette is not the official team title. But, right, what else we got? You can view the mods by tapping. Yes, you can do that. I just hope it's an instant thing and not needing a load process. But, I mean, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if it does, to be fair. That's quite nice. I like that. keep it all in the same place, not having to switch in multiple areas, tidy things up, reduce the amount of clicks and different screens have to be loaded to get your information. That's exactly what needs to be done in quality of life on a game as big as Galaxy of Heroes. What's this one? To update, the update also adds leader synergy indicator to the pre-battle squad screen. Ooh, I like that. Now you can quickly determine if your squad's leader ability partially or completely applies. Sorry, I was getting a little bit lost mid-sentence there. Partially or completely applies to the rest of the squad members, or even unassigned you. Oh, that's nice that it also shows unassigned. That'd be very, very helpful for players that are a little bit more inexperienced. We take that for granted as endgame players. We know what works with teams, and if you don't, you probably already know a big YouTuber that does and can tell you these things through a video. But new players, particularly those that don't follow the YouTube scene or the Reddit groups and things like that, it must be quite a bewildering game these days. It's very, very deep. There's lots of huge kits with massive interactions that are kind of buried within a unique somewhere. And so, yeah, little things like that, which will show the leader, are really good. I would like to see an additional tab that also shows things for uniques, like to show that Echo and Fives have additional unique synergy. That would be a nice extra little thing that could be added to the very same screen. You could have it here even. You could have like, yeah, the leader one, then underneath in a different color, maybe a blue or something. And you could be like 3 of 4, and you can show the additional interactions between like Revan and HK and Bastler with the leaders and so on. I think that'd be pretty helpful. But I mean, that's good. That reminds me a lot of Marvel Strike Force does that. If you load up a team, it'll show you like that there's 7 interactions over here and 4 over here, and it lets you know which characters are providing what for other characters. I found that very, very helpful as I picked up Marvel Strike Force again after coming back after about a year, because so much had changed. I was a little bit overwhelmed with Vor. That's a very, very nice update. I've not seen anyone really ask for this either, so that's nice. I like that. Search changes, what we got here then? The update also adds new features to the search tool. The primary change is that you can now tap highlighted faction tags when looking for a character to go to a filtered view of that faction in the inventory screen. Okay. Second, the advanced guild search now allows you to toggle between including or excluding full guilds in advanced. Oh, okay, that's cool. That's nice. The arrows to reorder your squads are not visible during this rollout. The update, they'll be force fixed tomorrow. Okay, all right, sweet. Yeah, that's a nice little update. There's quite a few quality of life changes I would still like to see come to the game, but I've got nothing to criticize there whatsoever. I think that's a good update. It looks a lot more polished. The problem with these mobile games is they end up very, very bloated because there's so much to put in, and then this comes 6 months later, that comes after 8 months, that comes after 13, and now that changes that, and we've added an extra bit that probably should be here, but we've got it over there, and it becomes very, very messy. I've criticized Marvel Strike Force for this. I find their user interface very, very clustered, and I like this one. This is very, very polished, very, very clean. I fully approve. You get the DB seal approval, CG. Not that I think you even care that you've got it, but you're getting it anyway. That's a very nice update. The extra thing to discuss, besides the Relic 9 that we touched on earlier, is this little thing here, this little tidbit of information that I already kind of know what's going on with this, because I logged onto my Discord to see the previous DM, and I saw my alliance were discussing this. Spacey, who many of you will know from yesterday's video, the cam guide that we put out together, and you've probably seen him in the likes of Among Us and things like that. He's featured heavily in my content in the past. Actually thinks that this is probably to prevent people like me hoarding ults for the next character. But the gist of this little thing here, the TLDR, is that basically he's now going to, Kenobi that is going to need 12 ultimate mats to unlock his ultimate ability, and they've changed it. You no longer play like tier 4 once and tier 5 once, and then tier 6 you play, I can't remember how many times you play it. Was it like 6, 7, 8, 10 probably, isn't it? Because you can 10 mats. But yeah, it's that they've changed it now. They've changed it now. We need to do 4 on one, 4 on another, 4 on another. That'll give us our 12 mats. And but according to this, apparently we're going to need the same amount of currency, so it's just done slightly differently. I mean, yeah, it's a little bit annoying for people like me that have hoarded Jedi Master Luke's one to put on Rey immediately, because Luke doesn't really need it. It's a nice little extra, but outside of TB, I mean, it doesn't really come into play in Arena. The battle's usually won or lost, generally won, but, you know, could be lost before you even get to the ult, whereas it's a little bit different in territory battles. Those battles, they can really drag on with how healthy the enemies are, and but Rey is kind of a character that more or less needs it to get the best out of her, and so I've kept his for her, and then I'll unlock hers and probably give it to Palpatine, and then Palpatine's will eventually go on to Luke. But yeah, they've kind of changed that now, so I would have to at least do 2 tiers. Although if that is their goal, to prevent people like me doing that, and you're really using the ultimates in an optimal manner, then surely you would just make them unique to the character like they do for the 12.6 piece. But yeah, perhaps that's something they're looking at later in a later date. Maybe the spaghetti code prevents them doing that. I don't know. I was actually genuinely surprised that wasn't a thing to begin with. I really was. I'm not too bothered about this. It's not going to cost us any extra currency. So what's the problem, really? Unless like tier 5 is so much harder than 4 and 6 and makes it a bit more awkward. I don't see a problem with this whatsoever. It's yeah, so that's the gist of it, guys. That's today's update. I've got a few more things to cover in the next video. I didn't want to cram it all into one and make it 30 minutes long, but let me know what you think. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys. Be sure to, you know, like and subscribe as always. But personally, I love the update, and I'm not remotely bothered by this. I mean, an extra 2 mats where I could just do tier 4 twice, and then, you know, if I really wanted to hoard an ult, then I could just do that. But yeah, that looks like a nice polished little update. Hopefully there's more quality of life changes to come in the future, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Till then, we out of here.